Welcome to this episode of our program Daily Debate. As usual, we will be discussing an important topic. Tonight we'll be focusing on the presidential initiatives and how they responded to the social solidarity demands. Multiple presidential initiatives have been contributed significantly to improving the quality of life of Egyptians and making huge changes in reality of the lives of the people. The presidential attention to social justice is part of the new republic and turning the state into one that conforms with the International Covenant of the 1966 on economic and social rights through programs that provides these rights to all citizens without discrimination. Several initiatives and laws were launched to answer to the social justice demands by the Egyptians. These initiatives have entrenched the concept of social justice. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has revealed that he is racing against time to achieve the long-awaited aspiration of the Egyptian people, adding that the past years have witnessed the launch of an integrated series of national projects in all fields. He stressed that the need for Egyptians to unite with the state to continue the development and achieve their aspiration. The head of state has also said that the revolution that the state has been through has embodied precious meanings and values, and that the most important of which is the people's ability to overcome the challenges they are exposed to, which could not have been overcome without their unity and national alignments. Tonight we'll be focusing on that. We'll be speaking about the presidential initiatives and how it changed the course of life of people and lift the burdens from their shoulders, and we'll also try to focus on what is needed more in order to be able to confront the upcoming challenges. Before we delve into our discussion, let's first have a quick look on the top story of the day. And President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met on Thursday with visiting French Foreign Minister Catherine Colonna in the presence of Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry. Presidential spokesman Consul Ahmed Fahmy said the meeting noted the development of the distinguished relations between both Egypt and France, whether at the official level between the two leaders or at the popular level. Both sides confirmed mutual keenness to continue strengthening bilateral cooperation frameworks across various fields and supporting joint efforts to achieve development and prosperity and combat terrorism as well as illegal immigration. This is in addition to the continuous political coordination. The French Foreign Minister expressed appreciation for the balanced and rational approach of the Egyptian foreign policy in working to resolve crises and establish stability and peace in the region. The President also stressed the importance Egypt attaches to strengthening cooperation with France, particularly the transfer of expertise in technology and joint manufacturing, in addition to enhancing cooperation in the energy, transport and environment sectors and coordinating efforts to address the negative repercussions of the international political situation, especially aspects related to global rise in the price of food, energy and finance. The meeting touched on regional issues of common concern, mainly developments in the Palestinian cause, ways to revive the peace process, as well as efforts to resolve the crises in a number of countries in the region, especially in Sudan and Libya, in addition to the situation in the Sahel region. The President affirmed that Egypt will continue to exert its utmost efforts to reach political and peaceful solution to the existing crises and therefore contribute to restoring regional security and stability and preserving the capabilities of the people and their aspiration for a better future. Right, welcome back. And before we delve into our discussion, let's first have a quick look on this report. And We Are All One initiative launched its 24th phase. Let's watch.
The Decent Life Foundation welcomed on Thursday President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's ratification of Law Number 171 of the year 2023 regarding the National Alliance for Civil Development Work, or NACW, after its approval by the House of Representatives, which aims to deepen civil work and community development. The Foundation praised this decision and said that it is proud to be one of the institutions and founders of the National Alliance for Civil Development Work. On September 4th, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi endorsed Law Number 171 of the year 2023 regarding the National Alliance for Civil Development Work. Last January, the National Alliance for Civil Development Work held its first conference in the presence of the President. Since the inauguration of the alliance in March 2022, it has had a major role in enriching civil work and provided an opportunity for partnership between civil society institutions to support the most needy groups. The alliance has also devoted its efforts to achieving sustainable development goals through consecrated societal efforts, especially after President al-Sisi declared 2022 as a year of civil society. The alliance is the first alliance of its kind in Egypt. It includes the General Federation of Associations, all regional and specific federations, and the most prominent leading civil society institutions and associations with well-known efforts and successful experiences in helping the limited inside the country. Earlier, the Prime Minister, Mustafa Madmouli, asserted the importance of following up the implementation of current projects of the Decent Life presidential initiative to upgrade the Egyptian countryside, reiterating the importance of accelerating the finalization of service complexes to help the residents after receiving their units. The first phase of Decent Life covers 1,477 villages and 20 governorates nationwide. Madmouli indicated that Upper Egypt's governorates have received 1.5 trillion Egyptian pounds worth of investments through the past 7 years, revealing that a quarter of the state's total investments have been spent on projects in Upper Egypt. The Decent Life National Project was initiated experimentally in 2019 by the President, and its first phase was officially launched in July 2021. The initiative aims to improve standards of living, infrastructure and basic services, including healthcare across the countryside. It covers 4,658 villages across the country, which is home to 58% of Egypt's 103 million population.
Right, welcome back, and that was a report for Decent Life initiative that was launched by the President, or that started since 2018. And before we delve into our discussion, let me first welcome our guests here, Dr. Hanady Ragaee, consultant at the Development and Organization Development and HR. We thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And let me start here by asking, throughout the past 9 years, there's been lots of presidential initiatives, I guess more than 13 to 20 now.
17 sustainable goals.
Right.
They are, yes.
So, but the initiatives themselves are numerous and in different fields.
Yes.
And that was a kind of announcing the new republic with the slogan of "Leave no one behind." Mm-hmm. How do you view those initiatives, and from your point of view, how did they contribute to the goals of Egypt?
Okay, let's start from Egypt, or the Vision 2023, and we are cascading these goals for the sustainable goals for a new Egypt, or let's call it like that. Actually, our President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, he is trying to, resolving all the fields, especially health, education, learning, and women empowerment as well. Also the fields for having disciplined lives. All of these files, or these fields, if we can mention it like this, they are all working in parallel. And after 9 years, you can figure out that all these files had been worked in a very structured way, and each files or each industries they had the ownership, of course, and the leadership for these industries that helped them to succeed. Unfortunately, we faced the COVID-19 during our journey to develop a new Egypt, but also we succeed, and this is a very big achievement for our country. From my point of view, the health file or the health industry, this one is the most important one, because to achieve your goals or objectives, you need a proper life that helps you to be on the track. They can think, they can work, and also we need some, audits on this industries, because we had it before, but unfortunately before it wasn't, succeeded like now. That's why I can feel that the steps were very wide. I think the steps that our country take it since 9 years, they are very wide during, of course, the COVID-19, as I mentioned, and the financial inflations that we face it. So we are working in a good steps here. This is what I mean in all industries.
So let me take here or divide what you said into sections, right?
Yes, exactly.
So what we understand here is that in 9 years, the state has been able to withstand some of the setbacks, particularly of what we're speaking about, the corona pandemic, this global threat.
Pandemic, yes.
And definitely the crises, the numerous crises that we've been, or we've been surrounded by, and worldwide and regional and internal.
Yes.
And definitely it has been divided into several sections. Right. So let me here take it in the sections.
Yes.
So definitely there has been several presidential initiatives all in parallel. So the Decent Life went along with the 100 million health.
Yes.
Went out with Takaful and Karama, or Solidarity and Dignity. We're all in one. This is another phase of, and even we're all in one in 24 phases. So let me start with Decent Life, because it is the biggest ever initiative in the history of Egypt, and cover almost 2/3 of the country up till this minute. How do you view this initiative and the sectors it covers?
Decent Life, okay, I think we can look at Decent Life. It is the big picture, or the big umbrella. To have a decent life, it's a very, wide expression. Under this one, if we are divided as a section, as you mentioned, these people, they lead health care, education, and they need to have a proper home to live in it. They need a proper learning, systems. And the surprise is all these functions or these sections, they are working in parallel and they are succeeded. We cannot tell that we've been succeed 100%. And this is absolutely, from management perspective, it can't be happened, because there is no any project that you can face it or that you can start it. We have to put a percentage of risk and threats. And of course we have this. What type of these threats, our projects or our goals that we have under a Decent Life, or we are all one, whatever the name that we are using, you have a big problem with the culture, the Egyptian culture. They are facing all these. The resistance, it doesn't mean that I will mention that I'm resisting this new era in our life, because they used to this for a long time. So when the human being used to do something for a long time, after a while it will be a habit. Nowadays, yes, exactly. Nowadays, we are telling to these people with their cultures, with their way of life or their lifestyle, no, dear, come, we are going to a new era with a new lifestyle. The monorail is one of the biggest projects that I have ever met, and this one will let the people to you know, following the instructions and the rules, sometimes it hurts the human beings. All the human beings, they love to feel, you know, comfortable. So when you just put them on that track, and there is a rules and there is a discipline that you have to follow it, sometimes there's a type of resistance. And we have it, by the way, in our cultures. But again, once you implement the new strategy, you are supposed to have, you know, some obstacles, because this is what we are facing, or the project, or the, you know, the initiative that we are talking about. These are all under a Vision 2023, and the strategy here, it's a big strategy. From the management perspective, once you have a corporate goal and you start to cascade it to objectives and then tactics and KPIs to measure, am I succeed or no? You can figure out that to having written proposals, this is very easy, okay? But when you can measure yourself, or evaluation that you are okay on the track, when we are implementing and we are going to on the ground, okay dear, we are starting now. This is what I'm measuring and evaluating our new Egypt. How? You can tell me.
No, I can ask you.
How we can evaluate, right?
Please do.
I have to put the KPIs, right? What is the KPIs? I will tell you. Now, if I take the infrastructures and AI that Egypt start working on it. We have in database, I'm talking from the technology.
Can we speak without abbreviations
okay.
so people can understand? For instance, KPI, which means
key performance indicator.
Exactly,
okay.
Key performance indicator.
The key performance indicator, did our strategy succeed or no? These are some indicators we have to put in front of our eyes. Okay, I will take one of these initiative, the infrastructures in Egypt. Transportations, infrastructures, the bridge, the streets. Okay, can you tell me, Ms. Mona, how long you're taking to drive your car from upper, for example, from New Cairo to 6 October? Before, you can take more than 2 hours, right?
We're speaking about
distance.
After and before.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So these are the key performance indicators. Did we succeed? Yes, because you can now turn around Egypt, the bigger Egypt, if we mention Cairo and Giza, in a shorter and shorter time. Oh my God, the bridges, oh my God, you can go from a big distance.
Highways and new roads and
absolutely
facilitating traffic for people. That so you're facilitating their work and ability and effort and
exactly.
Yes, definitely.
This is the first one for key performance indicators.
Save time and
absolutely
and effort.
And can we? Unfortunately, the Egyptian cultures, we do not still, or we can tell. We are in with 40% of our society believe in psychological part for the human, unfortunately. But when you are driving your car for 2 hours and more, and then when you reach your work, we are asking from you to perform properly. How come? After 2.5 hours. But now
with all this
yes,
sweat
stress.
and all, yes,
exactly.
But actually, we're not speaking today.
And this is one
about the infrastructure, which needs more and more emphasis.
I'm coming to the next. Let me tell you. Don't worry. This is the first one.
I'm not.
The second file, health. Before we have the virus C, right? And now we can tell.
Totally vanished.
Yes.
Eradicated.
We don't have it. So this is another key
Thank God. And the WHO has given Egypt a...
Yes. Number 3, the e-learning and the education, Mona. Before, our culture, never ever, they can accept KG students, primary students, and even the university, undergrads. We can now handling our meetings, our interviews, our projects by using the e-learning. Yes.
Platforms.
Absolutely. Okay. The next one. Hayy al-Asmarat. It's one of the biggest projects for Hayya Karima.
only Hay al-Asmarat?
No, I'm
We're
giving
speaking
an
about
example.
Hay al-Asmarat and Bashair
And Bashair.
and the villages across
Yes,
Egypt, more than
exactly.
4,500 villages that has
Exactly.
been covered totally with
So?
services, enormous services of sewage and
Yes.
sewages and drains. And,
Thank you. So
Whatever.
this is the key performance indicator. What does
Thank
it
you
mean?
for asking. Please do.
Yes, excellent. Okay, what we have, key performance indicators, I have to, what did you achieve? When you put a goal, what did you achieve? So absolutely, we are moving forward in a very proper steps, in a very, amazing. I can tell you that when we are
Indicative key performance
indicator
indicators.
about our success. This is how can I measure even quantitative or qualitative. Whatever we are achieving, I can measure it. Okay, the government sectors, all the governmental sectors, we have a huge digital transformation, and this is one of our succeeded projects. It's all over Egypt. Now you can, have your car license, whatever, all the governmental papers in by applications. So if I'm asking myself, did our discipline life, Haya Karima, or our We Are All One succeed? Yes, absolutely, we are succeeding. This is what can I tell? In summary, of course. Yeah.
It's a summary of the whole story.
Yes.
At large.
Yes.
We're just speaking about part of it, which is the
Okay.
presidential initiative.
Yes, I know. But I'm giving you the full picture.
Yes, indeed. Right, before we move on with our discussion, it's very interesting.
Thank you.
Before we move on, let's have this other report, and We Are All One, this time We Are All One initiative launch its 24th phase. Let's watch.
Upon directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and as part of its societal and community role, the Interior Ministry launched We Are All One initiative. The initiative aims to provide high-quality food and non-food commodities to citizens at a discount at affordable price. The initiative has hundreds of branches, including key super and hypermarkets nationwide, as well as the Interior Ministry's outlets Amen. The initiative also includes deploying trucks loaded with food products in streets and squares, so it's accessible to citizens near the neighborhoods. The commodities are sold at a discount of 25 to 60% of its market price. The initiative helps in controlling markets and supporting the social protection system with all its resources as part of the measures taken to ease economic burdens on the citizens due to the coronavirus pandemic and the crisis in Ukraine. On the start of every new academic year, the initiative also provides school uniforms and requirements at low prices to students throughout the country. The initiative is implemented in coordination with different sectors of the Interior Ministry and security directorates nationwide. The Interior Ministry's website displays the outlets where these commodities are being sold nationwide.
Right, welcome back, and back to you, Dr. Hanady, and two important issues.
Yes.
First is, of course, the We're All in One, as we've seen, and this is the 24th phase of this initiative, which totally aims at lifting the burden from the common citizen. And another important initiative is the empowerment of women and youth. So can you speak about both in one?
Women and youth.
We're all one.
We are all one.
Let's speak about. Please go ahead.
Okay, it goes without saying. Schools is coming, and the products President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is making decreasing for prices. This is what I can see in all the retail units for all people to buy their stuffs, especially the supply list for the students. Even we have a huge financial inflations, but
No, we have problems. and inflation is a is a global issue. We have definitely economic situation that is not very much good, but still we're exerting our efforts. Still we have our resources, and still we're working hard. So yes, definitely at the backdrop of our economic situation, it's
the
a problem.
prices.
Yes.
Mona, we have the prices, the increasing in the prices. You can say it comes triple. Schools fees, supply lists, uniforms, and this is what I today morning.
Books and more.
Yes, books and more, and you know, without mentioning any figures, but the prices is increased, and if there is any, you know, the small family, it has 3 kids, they are suffering. But by the way, the government never forget his people, and this is what we used since 9 years ago. That our government, our President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, is always providing us with help as much as the situation, because the inflations make, you know, unstable situations for all the parents. So we can say that regarding the women and the youth, this file is very important. The schools, which is maybe 2 weeks, and it will be started.
We're all one in one. This is definitely the 23rd and 24th phase, and definitely there have been other phases speaking about trying to give affordable, rather goods with affordable prices to whole citizens, and definitely it was very significant during the holy month of Ramadan. Empowering youth and women, and definitely you just touched on a very important file, because
it's
the future.
The future, yes. The youth is the future, and even the woman. This file is very important also. He's also, you know, providing and supporting all the women, the ladies, especially the cases with, you know, single moms and whatever their situations. They are supporting the families, the handicrafts from the women. If you are talking about the women, you know, the daily workers also. Since Ramadan and since COVID-19, this was a big, you know, support from the government. So I think that makes even the, you know, you can feel it on the ladies. Even they are communicating. This is what I feel. They feel that there is a big, you know, when you feel that there is whomever supporting me, that makes a self-confidence, feeling comfort, no stress. Especially I'm talking again about the woman. And this is what I can feel in the last periods. And even what we face also, we can talk about what Egypt did for Libya. And this file is very important.
Oh.
Can we talk about it now?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, Libya. And definitely our condolences to our brothers in Morocco and Libya, because it's an enormous, a very big crisis that has been happening there, and definitely Egypt, out of its, but this is usual from Egypt, out of its responsibility, or feeling the responsibility for its brothers. Indeed.
Yes.
How far did you see how we dealt with our brothers in their own crisis? And definitely this has been always, but at this very particular ones.
You know, when the crisis for Libya happened, I asked myself a very important question. When did you prepare all of these, you know, supplements and materials, medical and, you know, financially? Even we are having a problem.
The Mistral with a field, a medical field.
Yes, absolutely. It was, you know, at the beginning.
With all the medical staff and people, and the armed forces by themselves carrying the aid. They went to Libya. The chief of staff, of course.
Of course.
Himself.
This was, you know, I feel proud, by the way, that we are all. I feel proud that Allah, you know, what is this? We are at the beginning. We are at the first line to give this support to Libya from all you know, as we mentioned, medical, financial, and even the human capital traveled to Libya to give them the support during their crisis. That means, again, when we are
some of the very dangerous operations to save some of the people, because they're not, as we know,
Yes.
25% of the city has vanished.
Absolutely.
In the
And
sea.
the leader is, when you watch the proper, you know, there was a proper planning and management to take these steps. That means we have a very strong and controllable leadership there. And that means we are ready for any type of crisis. And this is amazing, you know, because of course, we don't know that Libya will face these
We never knew.
environment.
Nobody did.
No
Did
one.
anybody know?
But also, Egypt, at the beginning, we are the first people went and solved this problem.
Wasn't that the case during the Syrian and Turkish
Yes, absolutely.
crisis that happened there, and other? Weren't we always?
We are always the beginning. If we go
beginners.
back to the history, we are always the first people raising hands with support and help. And that makes us proud that we are Egyptians, we are from this country. Yes, literally, I watched this on the TV, and you know, at maybe a few seconds I was surprised, and then, no,
Glad.
yes, this is we are
proud.
Yes, proud, and we are Egyptian, and we used to do this.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes.
So my last question here before we end tonight's episode, and from your point of view, what are the challenges at this stage? What do we need to do more in order to be able to withstand and overcome such critical time?
Okay, awareness.
What we were speaking here about initiatives.
Yes, I do
was-
understand.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, we need an awareness. You know, the human being, when they do not understand what's going on, they start feeling fear. And in change management, that's very normal. So that's why I'm worried, but only from the people who resist this change. So just we need a little bit awareness to all the people that we are changing their life, and we are pulling their hands to a new era. So when they have the awareness, the objectives from this change, and the benefit after we do this change. So all the people, they will help and provide you the support, and we are all pushing in one direction, and at the end we will reach Vision 2030. That's it.
So we're speaking here about raising awareness of how to unite all together to be able to, in an integrated way, so we can work all together and each do his own duty for us to reach a safe haven.
Yes.
That's what we are hoping for. Definitely. Unfortunately, my time is out and I have to end it here. But Dr. Hanady, Ragaee, Human Resources and Organization Development Consultant, we thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And dear viewers, that takes us to the end of this episode. Next debate would be on Sunday. So many thanks for watching and good night.